All right, let's get right into it. Today we're going to talk about a fundamental shift in how you hire. Forget just filling seats. We're talking about how to build a marketing team that is literally engineered for growth from day one.
So let me ask you this, and I want you to really think about it. Is your current hiring process just a reaction to putting out fires, or are you methodically, piece by piece, building a growth system? Seriously, the answer to that question changes everything.
You know, on one side, you've got reactive hiring. It's kind of chaotic, right? It's like playing whack-a-mole, just plug in holes as they pop up. But on the other side, you've got strategic hiring. This is where you're building a powerful, integrated system. It's deliberate, it follows a logical sequence, and it's totally focused on outcomes. And that's what we're going to break down today.
Okay, let's dive in. Here's our blueprint. We've got 3 core phases to build your marketing growth machine, and then, of course, the leadership to run it. We're going to start with revenue ignition, then we'll expand into creative, and finish with optimization and scale.
So first up, let's get this core philosophy straight. I want you to stop thinking about your marketing department as just a collection of people. Instead, think of it as a high-performance engine. Every single component, every hire has to be added in the right order for the whole system to work powerfully and efficiently.
And that brings us right to phase 1, revenue ignition. This is all about the foundational parts of that engine. The goal here isn't just to get busy. It's to create that initial spark, that fuel that leads to predictable, scalable revenue.
We're starting at the absolute core. This first phase is non-negotiable. Get this right, and you're building a machine that's profitable from the get-go.
So who's your first hire? It has to be the paid media specialist. Now why them? Simple. They are the ones who engineer scalable, predictable traffic. That's the fuel for your engine. You can't convert an audience you don't have, right?
And this is the crucial point. We're not talking about someone who just pushes buttons and manages ad budgets. No. A top-tier specialist is a systems thinker. They're an architect. They build the entire acquisition engine that connects your traffic to your funnel and ultimately to your bottom line.
A real performance mindset means they're constantly asking these hard questions. Is it the ad that's failing, or is the landing page broken? Are we wasting money over here? Where's the real opportunity? They are obsessed with turning data into profitable decisions.
Okay, so you've got scalable traffic flowing in. What's next? Well, all that attention is worthless if you can't turn it into action. That brings us to your second hire, the performance-driven copywriter. And this role is absolutely critical. Think of it this way. If the paid media specialist is the architect building the highways to your business, the copywriter is the master salesperson who convinces people to pull over and buy something. They make the clicks actually matter.
And this just hits the nail on the head. It's why we obsess over phase 1. Look, anybody can go out and buy traffic. That's the easy part. But building a system that reliably turns that traffic into profit, that's the real challenge. And it's the foundation for everything else.
All right, let's move on to phase 2 and see how we build on this. With a predictable revenue core now humming along, it's time to expand your reach, diversify your channels, and build a brand that people actually remember. So, just to recap, the engine is ignited. Now we're adding the components that create real brand differentiation and set you up for long-term, sustainable growth.
This is where you bring in the creative firepower. A video maker, a graphic designer, and a creative expert to orchestrate it all. Their job? To make your brand impossible to ignore and to give your performance marketing the assets it needs to win.
Now, what's really interesting here is how this totally reframes the role of creative. It's not just about making things look pretty. It's about engineering attention. In today's ridiculously crowded market, your creative is one of the biggest performance levers you have.
So, with your creative engine firing, it's time to invest in those long-term assets. And that means hiring dedicated channel owners. We're talking an SEO/GEO strategist to dominate organic discovery and a social media manager to build and nurture your community. And you have got to pay attention to this because this is a game changer. You're not just hiring for Google rankings anymore. GEO, that's Generative Engine Optimization, is all about getting your brand recommended by AI chatbots and answer engines. You need someone who knows how to win there to future-proof your growth.
Okay, at this point, you've got a lot of moving parts, right? Multiple channels, a creative team, a lot is happening. So the focus has to shift. Phase 3 is all about maximizing efficiency, digging into the data, and boosting the lifetime value of every single customer you bring in.
We've built the core, we've expanded our reach. Now it's time to fine-tune this machine for peak performance, and most importantly, peak profitability.
This optimization layer really boils down to 3 key roles. You've got the research analyst, who's like your data detective, finding the why behind the numbers. Then there's the email specialist, your automation expert, building systems that make you money while you sleep. And finally, the account manager, who makes sure the customers you work so hard to get actually stick around. This is such a powerful way to think about it. Paid ads get them in the door, sure. But email is where you build the long-term relationship. It's an automated revenue engine that multiplies the value of every customer.
Okay, so let's zoom out. The engine is built, it's optimized, it's powerful. But an engine like this, it needs a driver. It needs a leader who can see the entire system, not just the individual parts, and steer it towards the company's biggest objectives.
And that is the final, absolutely crucial piece of the puzzle. This person isn't just a manager, they're a growth architect. They're the one who looks at this amazing machine you've built and asks, okay, where are we going next? What new market can we conquer? What's the next big bet? They align this whole engine with the future of the business.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought. The next time you're about to open a new role, I want you to stop and ask yourself this. Are you just hiring another function to fill a seat, or are you strategically adding the next critical component to your growth engine? Think about it.